Hello, so my name is Joel and this video is about the work I did for the front-end developer skill test. So this test was about building two pages from Figma and also building two other pages from scratch. Without further ado, let's get started. So first of all, I built this page to be able to access both pages. Let's click on incubator page. This is a view from Figma. This is a view I designed from Figma, one of the view designed from Figma, and it's quite responsive. If we open our developer tools and adjust the size, you see elements responding according to the size, and there is this hamburger menu that you can click in order to view other menu items and select the item if you have to go to another page. So there is another page when you click on learn for each of these cards. Let's click on learn for this first card. Learn. It shows us details about the card, and it is a page I designed. Let's go back and click learn on a different card, and it shows different information. So this page is quite dynamic. Let's head to learn from this menu. So this is the second page that had to be designed from Figma. And basically it's made up of cards, just as the previous page. And I also implemented the learn button here. So if we click on this learn button, we see details about the course, and also you see other videos or lessons about the course. We will do description on the course, and also a play button to play whatsoever this course is all about. So apart from this, what are the improvements that can be made on this page, on this whole application? I think for the improvement, we can add maybe some transitions in such a way that you have animations when you load this page. Also, on the incubators page, we can implement the give button and also the progress bar. And the last thing will be to connect this page to the APIs. So from here, we are going to head to our code to do a brief code review. As you can remark, my code editor is Visual Studio Code, and this is my app.js file where my route is being declared, and all the routes, the paths are being set here with the components. Let's look at this component called incubator. So the incubator component implements a incubator page, and it displays, like you can see, it displays information on the page in the form of cards. And I created a component for startup cards. So every time we want to call a startup card, it's being called from this component. And also I created a JSON file which contains all the data about the startup we need to access in order to make our page function correctly. So we have this startup, which is being, for example, if we go to feature startups, we loop through these feature cards, which is being initialized here, startups.feature. So I'm going to open the startup folder, the startup file.json, so we can visualize it all together. This is a startup file with information about startups in a key values pair form, normal JSON. So if we go back here, you see we are passing these values in the form of props to the child component, which is startup cards. Let's visit this component called startup card to see how it is being implemented. So startup card is found in component card and then file startup card. So this is what it does. Basically, it displays information gotten from its parent. So all of this information is being displayed on the card. It's gotten in the form of props. For example, you have project description as it displays on the front end. So apart from this, we have the learn page, which is implemented basically in the same way. So I'm not gonna review that code. The last thing I'm going to review here is view incubator, which is the ID of the incubator, which has to be viewed. So we need a filter that's gonna filter through all the startups if we want to view a startup and return a particular startup with the ID we've sent to the filter. So when we get this selected startup, we can now, let's say, access the information and display the information in the way we like to the user. So that's all about the review. If there's anything, just ping me and I'll let you know. So the next on my timeline, on my outline, was to propose to explain the process in which I program this Power single page application. So to build this single page application, I went from the app.js file. I went from app.js file where I declared all the routes. After declaring the routes, I implemented from homepage, the homepage, which is just a page with 2 buttons, and the incubator page, which is the page with cards. And then I developed components for each card. So for the cards in components, we have 2 types of cards. We have course cards and we have style cards. So apart from that, we have this nav bar, which is common in all the pages. So that's why it appears actually before declaring every path, every route path. We have this nav bar to span all the pages. And in the future, maybe we might want to connect this to the API. And it's implemented in such a way that it's going to accommodate that very easily with our JSON file system. And also, we might want to improve the design, maybe the design of the view incubator page, any design we might want to improve it. And also, we might want to add page animations, and that might be the next step for this single page application. So I think I'm done. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and see you later.